Alright, another quickie. There's only one tobacco company I can actually invest in. I bought $1. Anyway, tobacco's not necessarily unhealthy for you. It actually does have medicinal properties if you use it right. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is HGTXU. Basically, it's an energy company, natural gas. And I called my broker, my Edward Jones broker, to get his insight on this company. Because like PBR is kind of a red flag, but they're government backed. So that makes everything okay. Not really. But, you know, they're printing their own money. And so they're making sure we get paid. Not only that, but now they're starting to trade or looking to trade or planning, whatever, working on trading in bricks because the US dollar is weak. So their dollar is stronger than our dollar. So investing in them is better. However, ZIM is still the best. Even though it looks like PBR is the best because the percentage is about 2% higher return on your investment. It's still kind of a red flag because they're printing, you know, the government's paying us more than what the company's actually making. So that is kind of a red flag. But again, like I said, the only reason why it's not is because it's government backed and they're basically printing their own money. Now then, you also got to look at how strong their money is, you know. So that too could be a red flag. Like the US, we're printing money like it's going out of style, which it kind of is going out of style. So, and that's the reason it's going out of style, because we're printing too much. Or not us, the Federal Reserve, that's not really federal, and our stupid government. They're like, free money, yeah, at our expense. So they say don't put your paper assets, your money, into other paper assets. Put it in renewable assets. So if you're gonna put it in paper assets, put it in paper assets of companies that are in different countries where their paper asset is stronger than our paper asset. Or, for example, I talked to my broker about this, and basically, you know, like the people might try to scare you to move your money out of your IRA. And if you do move your money out of your IRA, you should move it into a gold-backed IRA. That way, you know, it's backed by gold, which I'm actually thinking about doing. I haven't done it yet. But you gotta have, I think, at least a minimum of $10,000 in order to transfer it from your current IRA to a gold-backed IRA. That being said, you can probably then contribute more at that point, but you gotta have a minimum of 10 grand to transfer it. And I haven't looked into the fees, but I'm sure there's fees. So the company I talked to, I forgot the name of the company now, I have to look them up. They're endorsed by Ron Paul, so I would endorse them just by the fact that Ron Paul endorses them. But I still got to do some homework. They said, oh, there's no fees. Alright, I timed out. Anyways, yeah, they said there's no fees, but I'm sure there's still a fee. You know, you just probably have to pay it out of your pocket. It won't go against you on your IRA or your 401k or whatever, but I'm sure they will still charge you a fee. And they said they sent me an email on it. I've been too busy to look at it. So, I'll get around to that eventually. I'm not too concerned because my IRA basically, Edward Jones moves my money around to the top whatever best companies. And so even if there is a collapse or we go through a depression, my IRA may lose value, but it'll constantly be moved to the best of the best of the best companies. So it will only lose value for about 5 or 10 years, however long our depression lasts. But as long as I don't touch the money, it'll make a comeback, and then I'll be okay. I just got to make it through that depression, if you will. And if I don't, if I die, well, then it gets willed to my goddaughter and my nieces and my nephews. So, yeah. So, anyhow, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. So I got off track a little bit. So, gold, silver, and other renewable assets, precious metals, precious gems, land, real estate, farmland especially. Right now. Now, of course, Agenda 2030, which used to be Agenda 21, they want to move us out of the country and into the cities, and they're going to take away our farmland. That's the plan. But if we can prevent that, or, you know, maybe when they do force us to the cities, get real estate just outside of the city that has land, so you can at least grow your own food. Because growing your own food is like printing your own money. So, it's free money, you know, it's money saved. Like, I think it was Ben Franklin or someone before him, he just got credit for it, said, a penny saved is a penny earned. So, yeah, every dollar you don't have to spend is a dollar that you get to save. So, you start making money by saving money, and then you secondly make money by having the money you save earn money. So ideally you get the best paying job you can possibly get. Live like a pauper, and then take that money and take that money you're saving and invest in something that's going to give you a return on your investment, like PBR or ZIM, or say rental property or something. Anything that will make you money with as little effort as possible. Then you start looking into, once you're making money on your money and you don't have to work as much, then you can start looking at doing something you enjoy. You know, if you don't enjoy your current job, you can start going into a field that you actually enjoy or think you might enjoy, and explore your options, because now you're not desperate.
Next stop in service, 2.5 miles.
Anyway, so yeah, I got distracted. So anyways, the point was, HGTXU is a red flag. It's not government backed. They're not necessarily losing money, but their earnings per share is 22 cents, and their dividend is $1.44. How they are able to pay us more than what they're actually making, I don't know. But that's always a red flag, unless there's some sort of other revenue coming in. And I don't know what their other revenue is. Like I said, with PBR, the other revenue is the government. Where these guys, I don't know who their other revenue is, if they have any other backings. So, until we know that, it's considered a red flag. So still, ZIM is the best. Even though PBR looks like the best, PBR is the second best. And because PBR still has that one red flag. It still looks good, kind of like a beautiful woman who's crazy. So, you know, it looks good, but it may not be, you know, as stable as it appears. So ZIM is good and stable. Let's see here. Then the next best one, like I said in the last video, AMKBY. So far, they're the third best that I can find. And then OROVY is the fourth best. And that's all I know. So, yeah, I'm constantly, maybe not every day, but at least every week, constantly looking for new companies to add to this database. So it's constantly getting updated. You may not be able to tell because the updates may be all the way down here in the 3% range, which one I just added was 6%, and another one I just added was like 4%. But you know, that could change. They may only be paying, you know, 4% today, but tomorrow it might be 20. So, as the dividends and the yields fluctuate, this list will change, or the order will change, and I'll keep you updated on my findings. But so far, PBR and ZIM are the top two I would invest in. Yeah. Alrighty then. I guess that's it for now. Alright, bye. Oh, one more thing. I was talking about paper assets and renewable assets. Make sure your debts are as low as possible. So anything like credit card debt, get rid of it. Get rid of that first, you know? Like CIM and PBR are paying double what the credit cards are charging. So you could invest here first and then take the money that you're making from here and help pay down the credit card, because you're making double what the credit card's charging. But it's best to do both. So what I do is I would save about 25. Right now I've got a little bit of credit card debt. It's not horrible, but I got a little carried away last year. So, but I had some situations last year that made me more reliant on the credit card, and some things I didn't have to do and I did anyways. You know, I just kind of got complacent, kind of got carried away. You know, once you get started doing a bad habit, whether you need to or not, it's hard to break that bad habit. So I'm working on breaking that bad habit again. Normally, I only put my automatic renewal stuff on the credit card. So anything that auto renews, I put it on the credit card so I don't have to worry about any bounced checks, right? And then, but I got like my insurance company, they won't debit my debit card on my credit card on auto renew. It has to come out of a bank account. So I have a separate bank account just for my insurance company, and I make sure that I have the minimum in that account, which is my maximum bill. So, you know, they're gonna bill me throughout the year, but I make sure that my minimum balance in that checking account is my maximum amount for the whole year for that insurance company. So I never have to worry about it. You know, after that, you know, I just basically put the rest of my money over here. So, because the savings account's not going to save you any money, right? I mean, make you any money. It'll save you money, but it's not really going to make you money. Where these guys, I mean, even if you go all the way down here to the bottom of the roster, and say you invest in eBay, you know, maybe you like eBay, maybe you do eBay sales and stuff like that. Your return on your investment with eBay, oh, I got that, it's a duplicate right there too, I gotta get rid of that. They don't let you do duplicates in this program anymore, but they used to, and so that's why I got some duplicates in here. But anyways, now it just says, oh, you already have that, so it won't duplicate it. But anyways, eBay is paying 2.28% return on your investment. That's over 2% higher than what the bank's going to give you. I think the bank's only giving like 0.5 or 0.05 or some stupid crap. So the bank's like the worst place to put your money. Now, yeah, the stocks can go up or down, but you know, you're making money. You're making a return on your investment with your stocks. So you know, the banks, they loan out your money all the time, and they invest in the same stuff all the time. So you have just as good a chance of losing your money at the bank as you do losing it here. So just doesn't appear like you are or can because they're FDI or FDAI or whatever it is insured. Well, they're only insured up to so much money, right? So, you know, they say only put your emergency fund in a savings account. I typically put my emergency fund in a dividend stock or a mutual fund, but or gold and silver. You know, you can have your money in gold and silver as an emergency fund and stash it somewhere in a house or in a safe or something and have that as your emergency fund. You can always, almost always, cash out gold and silver. So, and that is a more sound savings account or investment. I would say that would be where I would want to put my emergency fund. And I do have some gold and silver, just not a lot. Probably need to have more. But anyway, delete eBay. Now I got one. And I got two of these. I can delete that duplicate. Like ADM. ADM is a sound company. They're paying 2% more than the banks are paying. So, pizza, Papa John's, same thing. You know, everybody loves pizza. But, you know, why invest in something that's only going to pay a 2% return on your investment when you can get a 73% return on your investment, right? So, like I said, I've been watching these guys, especially PBR, for about a year, and they're pretty stable. Most utility companies are pretty stable. That being said, HGTXU is a utility company, but you know, so they're probably stable, but they're paying out more than they're making. So, and they don't look like they're government backed or anything. So I don't know. I gotta see who's backing them before I would want to invest in them. PBR, they got the government backing them. CIM, they're a Jewish company that is really doing good with their money. You know, they're just really good business people, and they're giving us a return on our investment. So I feel safe with CIM. So there you go. Pay off your credit cards. You know, only use them for certain things. Like some people use it, like my brother, he uses it for his job. You know, buys gas with it for the job and whatnot. Then he turns in his receipts to the company, and he gets reimbursed for most of it. And then he, after he gets paid, he pays off the credit card. You know, so you know, as long as you're doing things like that, or like what I'm doing, just put your auto renewals on there so you don't have to worry about bounce checks. Things like that. And you don't get crazy with it, your credit card's a good, safe bet. You know, like this guy that I follow on the Minority Mindset, he uses the credit card for pretty much everything, but he pays the bill, you know, every month, you know, but he's rich, you know, so he can afford to, you know, use the credit card on everything and then just pay the bill at the end of the month. But he's got, you know, money in real estate, he's got money in stocks, he's got money everywhere. And, you know, and he doesn't overspend. He's frugal. I think that's the right word.
miles.
You know, it's like this one
Turn
girl
left onto I-74 toward Peoria Hill.
posted on Facebook that rich people live like they're poor and poor people live like they're rich. And she was right. Although she actually lived more like she was rich. And she makes the same amount of money as I do, where I live like I'm poor and I try to invest as much of it as I possibly can. Now, she's got a business that makes a little bit more money than I do. She's probably a better businesswoman than I am, but she's got more debt than I do as well. So, you know, the idea is to just have as little debt as possible. Don't live above your means. And reinvest the money. Try to live below your means so that you have money to reinvest. You know, another thing too is figure out how to use everything that you're already spending money on as a tax deduction, so you don't have to give the government that money as well, which is another thing I do. You know, it's like I have a business. I'm a company driver, and I have a business on the side where I can write off as much of my tax deductions or as much as my daily expenses as possible. And then I also have a per diem where I work, so that gives me tax-free income as well. And then I fuel at a certain fuel stop that gives me the best fuel points out here on the road. Well, then I use those fuel points for food. I call it my food stamps. I use those fuel points for food, so that's how I eat 90% of the time out here on the road. I use those points. And then, so that saves me money.
Turn left onto I-74.
So that too is like a per diem. I still got like $60, almost $70 on my points card. And so I use that to eat on. And then I just use my per diem, if you will, to eat at other places or buy groceries at the grocery store, but eat at other places that don't accept this fuel points card. And then, so I'm saving money there. That gives me more money to invest.
Left onto I-74 toward Peoria Hill.
Then I claim 8 dependents on my W-2 so that I don't pay as many taxes throughout the year. And then I invest my money into stocks, real estate, you know, the farm, whatever. And then I write off all of that stuff and more. My phone bill, my utilities, pretty much everything except for my food and some of my clothes. Some of the clothes is tax deductible for the job or the farm, you know. So I'm saving money there by not having to pay taxes and not having to spend as much money on food. So I have more money to turn around and invest in, say, stocks or, you know, real estate. I only have like 3 properties and I don't rent any of them out. But I could, you know, I could rent out part of my farmland or my greenhouse to someone who wants to use a greenhouse. You know, there's a lot of things I could do to make extra money there. Right now, I'm just trying to grow food and raise livestock to make money. So that's what I do when I'm not driving truck. And then this summer, when I'm home on the weekends, when I'm home on the weekends, I'll be at the farmer's market. I used to have an IT business that used to make a little bit of money, but not so much. I'm kind of letting that go. I'm still holding on to the couple things that I had.
Miles. Take exit 220 on the right onto Lynchburg towards
And
Lynchburg.
trying to get them to make money, but you know what they say, if you keep doing the same thing, expecting different results, you're crazy. So I might be a little crazy on that aspect, but you know, I'm just trying to hold on to what I got, trying to figure out how to make some money on it. And that way I can keep claiming it as a tax deduction. But eventually I'll probably just have to let that go. That's a dead end for me. You know, I'm actually losing money there. It's a money pit. But I can afford to lose a little bit of money on something that used to be my passion. It's not really my passion anymore, but I'm still kind of attached to the outcome or the potential outcome. I don't know. It's kind of like being in a bad relationship that's got potential, but nothing ever happens. That's how it feels. But anyways, so I got that bad investment. Other than that, I'm generally making or saving money most everywhere. I'm losing a little bit of money on my stocks, but that's mostly because it's on the day trading side. I've lost a little bit in Bitcoin,
5 miles.
but Bitcoin's coming back up, especially with all the political stuff going on. So I'll be making some of my money back here soon. And I think once that happens, I'm not going to be investing in Bitcoin anymore. I'm not big into crypto. Never really was a big fan of crypto. So gold and silver is the best place probably to put your money, besides, you know, other renewable assets, or something that gives you a passive income, like rental properties. Anything that gives you a passive income, like even PBR and CIM, that's a passive income. Every quarter you get a paycheck and you don't really got to do anything. You just put your money in there and cross your fingers, you know. But chances are they're not going to go bankrupt, right? So the stocks may go up or down, whatever, blah, 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 but you're going to get a return on your investment. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know everything about everything. I'm just sharing what I've learned over the years, trying to figure out what the rich people do and do what the rich people do and pass that information on to you. I'm not some guru or anything like that, and I don't practice everything to a T like I should be, but I'm working on it. I'm trying, and I've been studying rich people for decades, successful people for decades, and I've known for years that I needed to be getting into this stuff, and I never did. I was chasing pipe dream after pipe dream after pipe dream, trying to make money. Nothing ever worked. People kept saying, invest in real estate, invest in stocks, invest in gold and silver. So finally, they got it through my thick skull, and I started doing it. So here I am. I got real estate, I got gold and silver, and I got stocks. So, still learning the stock side of it, but I think dividends is the way to go. That's my personal opinion. But you know what they say about opinions. They're like rear ends. Everybody's got them, and most of them stink. But I made money on PBR. I haven't made any money on CIM. Well, I actually made a little bit. Made a little bit last year, but I didn't hardly have anything invested. I dumped $1,000 in there. So I should be getting like a $300 and some odd dollar check next month.
3 miles.
So we'll see.
Take exit 218
We'll see.
on the right.
I haven't got my PBR payout yet either. But they paid out the 25th of January. And CIM is supposed to pay out the 2nd of April, which is in 3 days. 2 days, technically. 2.5. So, here in a few days, or maybe it's April 4th. I don't know. Somewhere between April 2nd and April 4th, they're going to be making their deal. So I'll let you know next month how much money I make off the ZIM, and then I'll probably turn around and put it right back in. But anyways, all right, I'm almost to my delivery, so I gotta go. This is a longer video than I wanted it to be, but it's all good. Hakuna Matata. Okay, bye.